Don't see these young cats, man. Ooh, saw me one dog. You coming? Let's see what you got, big boy.
What's up, guys? Hail to the Hogs here, back again. I know, I haven't posted a video all week. I kind of just went ghost. That is due to many things, but mainly just school. I'm just gonna, I'm not gonna be like, oh, I have some personal stuff. I've just been busy with college. I'm still in school, and this time of year is very, very crazy and very stressful and very demanding of your time. So I've just been super busy with that, and that's the reason why I haven't been posting as frequently as I said I would and as I would ultimately like to. It's not something that I'm just, being lazy about. So today's episode of First Round Files, we're going to be talking about Payne out of Alabama. This is arguably our biggest position of need on the team. As far as true need, there's definitely some positions that could use help, but we were last in the league, dead last at run defense last year. And we are, according to, I don't remember the site, but somebody said that we, if you think about it hypothetically, we're like the only team in the league that has a starting defensive tackle position open. Obviously, if teams drafted a defensive tackle, they could start and they would come in and compete. But we literally just have, it's just a void hole. There's really no competition there for someone to come in and play the starting defensive tackle. So it's something that we need extremely. And Payne's, in my opinion, the best in the draft at that. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about some of the pros, some of the cons, the pro comparisons, and the combines, looking over some of the combine stuff. And also, okay, now I'm remembering. There was going to be something different about this one. I did a video about Vita Vea. That was my last one I think I posted. So I'm going to be comparing these two prospects just because they're so close in projected value and draft stock, and they play pretty much the same style of football. So because of that, I'm going to be comparing the two in this one. And if you it's been between those two at 13 for a lot of analysts and stuff for a while, so it makes sense to just compare the two. So let's get into it. Let's get things started. Payne is 6'2", 308, I believe.
Gotta double check, as always.
6'2", 308. For that big of a size, the guy's a freak athlete. Super explosive, super strong, super fast. And it's just not very common to see someone like him have as much, drive, stamina, gets that second boost. It's just not very common. So ultimately, he's a great run defender. That's what he does best. The pass rush isn't as developed as I would like it to be. He didn't have too many opportunities to prove himself as a pass rusher at Alabama. So there's not a lot of tape that you can look at that will show you whether or not he's a good pass rusher. The only thing you can really, take into account is the technique on these pass rushes, which I think needs improvement. He needs more pass rushing moves to be able to excel as a pass rusher in the NFL. But what he does, primarily, he does very well. So he's a great run defender. I think he's the best run-stopping defensive lineman in the draft. And I think his best fit is at a nose tackle type, which is what we need. So, fit-wise, it's perfect. And the only reason I wouldn't really want this guy is if someone better was available. But at this position, I do think he's the best defensive lineman in the draft for sure. Now let's talk about some things that stand out to me, just besides, calling him strong and fast and saying that he can do this and do that. Let's just talk about some special kind of stuff. So, batting passes. It's not something that really gets tracked in the NFL. It's not really something of importance as far as a stat. But this guy seems to bat passes and be better at it more often than you would expect. when you're watching tape of a guy, you're not expecting to be like, oh man, look at all these passes he's batting. But for some reason, when I was watching this tape, that's exactly what I was thinking. So that's a pretty big strength. Obviously, it's not something that's a bad thing. It's not something that's of huge importance, but it definitely helps to have in your arsenal. So, another thing, the strength. This guy, you can just type in Deron Payne weightlifting on YouTube, or Deron Payne bench press, something like that, and you'll see how strong this guy is. There's clips of him in high school, in 2014, putting up like 450, I think it was, 440 maybe on bench. He's just naturally, like, he seems to be naturally really strong. Voice crack. You guys hear that? That was brutal. And yeah, the guy's just really strong. And the one thing that really stands out to me, this guy just eats double teams 3 meals a day, snack included. This guy's a freak at eating double teams, eating blocks, and opening up opportunities for his fellow, defensive teammates. So now, with that being said, when you watch the tape, the one guy who I think he helped out the most to excel is on the Redskins right now, Jonathan Allen. There's a lot of talk about bringing these two together, an elite duo for years to come, played at college together. Let's just let them tear up the NFC East for the next, decade. And, that's easy to say just because they went to the same college and they played on the same defensive line next to each other, yada yada. But I think really, like, besides just that, how much blocks that Deron Payne was getting with all these double teams, and how much space he was freeing up for other guys on the team, such as Jonathan Allen, it actually does realistically make sense, just besides the fact that they probably know each other from school. These guys will play very well together as far as eating double teams. And this, not just Jonathan Allen. This will help out guys like Pernell McPhee. It'll help out the linebackers. It'll help out Ryan Kerrigan, just keep getting more sacks than he already does. This guy can really just free up a lot of opportunity for his fellow teammates, and it's something that I love about him. So, pro comparison. Marcel Darius. Just going to put it out there. If you are familiar with how Marcel Darius played in college, you'll see it automatically. Similar in size, same school, same position. So it's kind of easy to make that assumption, but it is true. And the only thing that I think is a little bit different, or one's a little bit better than the other, Marcel Darius is a little bit better of a pass rusher, and he was a better pass rusher coming out of college, which ultimately was why I think he went so high. He went third to the Bills in 2011 or 2013, 2014, something like that. But yeah, this guy could just really rush the pass a lot better than I think Deron Payne can now, and I think that's why he went higher. So let's talk about what else. All right, so let's talk about the combine. He ran a 4.9 140 at 300 pounds. It's ridiculous. He ran a 10-yard split of 1.67 seconds. So based off those two alone, that's all you need to know as far as speed as well as size. This guy's the perfect combo of speed and size in my eyes. Oh, a nice little rhyme. And the ground he covers is just incredible. It's something that's very rare, I think. You see this guy, sprint to the sideline just to get in on tackles on wide receiver screens, and stuff like that. As an interior defensive lineman, to be able to do that, it makes you so much more multi-dimensional, and it just gives you so much more opportunity to make plays, being that the amount of plays that you will be making at an interior defensive lineman is a little bit lower. So, that's kind of a good segue into me talking about comparing him and Vita Vea. I like him over Vea a lot more. There's a lot of things that I think Vita Vea does poorly that are somewhat of strengths for Deron Payne. So what I mean by that, Vita Vea often cannot tackle with his arms. Like, it's one of his weaknesses, and he can get lost in double teams just because his arms are a little bit shorter, and he seems to not be able to lock up guys at the line of scrimmage with his arms. This is something that Daron Payne excels at. You see this guy really get into the backfield a lot more. You see him make tackles a lot more. You see him eat the double teams a lot better than I think Vita Vea does personally. Also, he seems to be a little bit faster, maybe a little bit stronger. I don't know. Vita Vea is obviously a little bigger, so you would expect him to be a little bit slower. I think he's got like 40 pounds on Daron Payne. So, what else? There's something else I was thinking of, like, distinctly. Oh, Vita Vea is just kind of a raw prospect in my eyes, as compared to Daron Payne. I think he's just kind of got a better... How do I want to say this? I think Daron Payne, his floor is a lot higher than Vita Vea's. And I think also he just has more upside and potential than Vita Vea does. But that's just my opinion. You know, you never know. But that being said, let's go ahead and get into the draft grade. I would give this pick probably a B+ at 13. Just because it's such a need. Like, it's fun to take the good guys that slip. Oftentimes, it ends up being the better pick to take those guys. But this is just such a need, and it's such like a perfect fit, I think. We already have 2 players that he played with in college. Took 2 Alabama guys back-to-back. So let's just take the third. Really beef up that line. I think it makes a lot of sense. So yeah, guys. Thanks for watching. Again, sorry about the lack of uploads. And I'm going to try to make up for it. I'll probably do 2 this weekend. I think, what did I miss? So I missed Monday, Wednesday, or Tuesday, Wednesday, and I missed today. So I might do 2 on Saturday, 2 on Sunday, something like that. But I'm going to try to catch myself up with these. So, oh, one more thing. So, I haven't talked about this on the channel yet, but collecting Redskins memorabilia, Redskins autographs, stuff like that is something that I've done for a very long time. It's one of my biggest hobbies, and it's something that I think I'm very knowledgeable about and have a lot of good stories to tell. So what I want for you guys, just let me know if you guys would be interested in, it wouldn't really be a series, it would just be like random videos. But let's think of some examples. Maybe one's talking about, like, I might do like a collection, like top blah 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 in my collection. But I would more so I'd like to do like stories. Like, would you guys be interested in, say, a video like the time I met Josh Norman, or like my experience with Sua Cravens, or stuff like that? And also, like, I just feel like I have some like stories and stuff like that to tell. I just feel like maybe there's some interesting stuff that would be good content for me to talk about regarding the team that's not just like news and like reporter kind of stuff. Alright, this is how I'm going to say this. Due to certain individuals in my family, I have somewhat of a tie / more personal connection to the organization, if that makes sense. So, like, I don't want to say, oh, God, I don't want to be like, you know, oh, I know, like, I hang out with Jay Gruden's son, and, like, me and him drank beer together, and, like, stupid shit like that. It's not even that. It's, like, I just have some interesting stories that I'm sure would entertain you guys regarding the team. So let me know if you guys would like those. Let me know what you guys think. And yeah, sorry for so much rambling in this episode as well. but I figured I had to keep you guys updated with not posting all week, and this is what I'm doing here. So yeah, that's it for this one. I'll hopefully see you guys tomorrow if everything goes as planned as far as school and stuff. But yeah, take it easy, guys. Hail to the Redskins.